back down. Stand my ground, and I won't back down. Back down. Down. Oh, I won't back down. You can stand me out at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. No, I won't stand my ground. Won't be turned around. And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground. And I won't back down. And I won't.
We're all a bunch of fucking assholes.
Right.
It was at this moment that he knew he's fucked up.
That's what life. Somebody pushing me around, but I'll stand my ground. And I won't back down. Stand my ground.
Let's do it. You are now listening to the boss of the business, the Big Bad Wolf, on Union Power Radio.
The facts, dates, and events presented in this video are from the member's best recollection and may not be fully accurate. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Always consult with your local union about your rights and duties at your workplace. The opinions shared on this video are our own and do not necessarily represent my employer's positions, strategies, or opinions. All views shared are protected under the National Labor Relations Act.
Nice. You are now in tune with the boss of the business, the What the Heck Show on UnionPowerRadio.com.
But I won't stop now.
That's right.
Real niggas, I can't stop now. Brave heart, you say, hey, you need now.
That's right. You're listening to the What the Heck Show here on Union Power Radio. It is August 6, 2023, and we're back because we have a lot to talk about as far as the contract and the vote yes and the vote no. Everybody should have been getting their ballots in the mail. Everyone should have a ballot in the mail. It's real easy. It's 2 barcodes. It's 1 barcode to show you the tentative agreement for you could go over it and see what you want to do or how you want to vote. The second barcode is to give you where to vote at, and it'll tell you your supplement at your local. Here in Local 804, we have our supplement, and we had to vote for the tentative agreement. I'm going to tell you guys straight up right now, I voted yes to this contract. I think it's a great, well, the way I see it. I mean, everybody has a different opinion how they see things, and that's why we're here at the What the Heck Show on Union Power Radio. This is a show that you can express your opinions and say what the fuck you want to say. I really don't care if you want to say fuck you to management. I really don't care. This is the show to be. This is where you can express your opinions of what you feel about this contract. I'm going to tell you straight up from the beginning of the show that I voted yes to the tentative agreement, and I voted yes to our supplement here in Local 804. I'm sure a lot of people are not voting yes to the contract, and they have their reasons why they are going to vote no to their contract. And it is what it is. I will not judge anyone whichever way you vote. And listen, you don't have to say how you're voting, but you have the right to talk about what is right and what is wrong on this contract. This contract, to me, I feel is good because I haven't been a part-timer, and I feel that the part-timers went up a little scale. I mean, they should have waited more. I still feel that Sean O'Brien should have waited a little longer. And not, just took the tentative agreement right on that Tuesday, 2 hours later into the meeting. I feel that they should have put the company to the fire and keep their feet to the fire, actually, and let them sweat it out a little bit. I mean, we had a couple of more days. We have until July 31st for the expiration at midnight. I think, and I really feel this fucking company deserves to be striked and deserve to have some kind of responsibility of what they do to our members, as far as harassing and not paying them and all that. I think we came out too soon. I think we should have stood in there and showed this company a fucking valuable lesson of how this company fucks the part-timers, fucks everybody on harassment and everything. Now, I have a lot of people that's getting on Zoom, and I appreciate everyone that's coming on. And if you want to question, if you want to say something, you just, down at the bottom where it says reactions, just raise your hand and I'll call on you to talk. I don't want everyone to talk on the same time. But if you want to, rumble about the yes vote and the no vote, Jose, you just got on. I just want to let you know, because I was telling you, everyone in the beginning, I voted yes to the tentative agreement, and I voted yes to our supplements here in Local 804. Some people that I'm very surprised to see that voted no to the contract. Well, I don't know if they did already, but this is crazy because everyone was following Craig and about the contract, and to hear a surprising vote no was crazy.
Everybody needs to calm the down. Everybody needs to calm the down.
Everybody needs to calm the fuck down. That was in the beginning when he was going over the contract and saying that everybody was talking, the contract no good, no contract no good. And then he told everyone to calm the fuck down. And at the end of the day, he just put out a video that he's voting no to this contract. To each his own. Everyone could vote the way they want to vote. I mean, I don't hate the guy. I'm not going to hate anyone that votes a different way than I do. I have the right to vote my way. You have the right to vote your way. And that's as simple as that, and no one could pressure you from voting any other way. If you have, business agents or principal officers coming to you and say, hey, you have to vote yes, tell them to go fuck themselves. Tell them that you have the right to speak. You have the right to vote the way you want to vote. Listen, no one's going to know what you voted, actually, unless you say that you're going to vote. The ballot says it itself. I mean, it's two barcodes. One is for the tentative agreement and your supplement. The next one is to vote. And if you vote whichever way you do, be it. Who cares? That's your opinion. That's the way you feel, and that's the way it should be. I'm bugging out with this Greg that he's I don't know, whatever. I guess it's going to be another show of talking about what he's voting no to it. I mean, the video is self-explanatory. He tells you everything. He's with the members, and I appreciate that he's with the members, and he feels that the members don't want to vote this contract in, and they want to vote no to it. There's a lot of things to this contract that a lot of people don't like. Here in Local 804, we have such a strong supplement that, the contract is pretty good. For us, I know in the West Coast, it's no good news over there. And a lot of, and let me tell you something, that vote no, the vote no thing that Jose's doing is picking up a lot of steam. Also, the Facebook page, the vote no. Now is vote no 2023. They changed the name to 2023, and that has about 27,000 members or people in that page alone, and that is causing a lot of talk. I want to know, where's TDU on this? I mean, TDU haven't spoken anything about about the rank and file, about what's going on with the rank and file and why the rank and file are voting no to this contract. I mean, TDU used to be the watchdog, and now I guess John Palmer was right. They are the lapdog now. They not saying nothing about this administration at all. They used to always come out with Hoffa did this, Hoffa didn't do this, Hoffa took this, Hoffa took that. And now we don't hear nothing from TDU about this contract. It's obvious they agree with the contract. Jose, you got your hand up. What's up?
Good afternoon, buenas tardes to everybody. Just a couple of quick thoughts. That it's funny to me that there's certain individuals that expressed how they were voting, in this instance no, and they get a lot of backlash. Now you just mentioned the 2023 UPS vote no on the UPS contact page, and the gentleman who runs it. There's a gentleman that works for the IBT. I'm not going to mention their name. That works for the IBT. That was part of TDU. It's part of DSA. That I'll mention. Listen, Jose. I'll mention the name. It's Nick Perry. Yes, that gentleman. I never met that gentleman, so I can't talk about it. I only could talk about what I know. Is that
listen?
There's a DSA chat
here in Union Power Radio. I don't give a fuck. I say whoever.
Regardless.
And all right.
Let's look at my shirt. So my shirt says 25 is the lower. We vote no. Anyways, I move on. This gentleman in the DSA chat, when young rank and filers that work at UPS were bringing up, we should start a vote no campaign, because what they were hearing and what was getting leaked out, especially on the non-economic sites, a lot of them were disagreeing. This gentleman right here talk down to them, basically try to put them in their place, and try to just ban and squash the no vote movement. Now, it's funny that he goes on that page and he gets banned. So it's funny, you're okay to do it to others, but when others do it to you, it's not okay. You can't have you can't have your pie and eat it too. What's fair is fair. If you're talking down to some of the members because they're expressing that they want to push a no vote, and then you get banned because you're expressing a yes vote. Come on now, man. You got to be fair. You got to be fair with this. You got to be fair.
Yeah, but I don't think it's fair that Mark Timberland, that runs that administration page with 27,000, and he didn't get it just because it was Mark Timberland. It was all a team effort that got that page to be at 27,000. And one of the team efforts was Nick Perry. Nick Perry pushed that page, pushed everything back in the day when they wanted to vote no on the Hoffa contract. For him to ban any IBT administrator from that page, I think that shit is bullshit. I think that shit is controlling. And that's what Hoffa did. He controlled. And that's just showing you that that page is being controlled by a retired Teamster, that if he don't like what he hears, he takes people off the page. And that's bullshit. It's the freedom of speech is called. Everyone is allowed to express their opinions. Period.
Hey, when
I mean,
when I'm called a rat, on social media because I don't support this contract. Come on now, dog. I'm getting called the fucking rat.
Yeah, but Jose, listen,
my
Jose,
photo is my photo.
Don't take offense
with Hoffa Jr.
Jose,
dog.
don't take.
No, I'm just no. I'm
don't
just
take
mine is a
don't
case
take
study.
offense
Mine,
to it,
no, I'm not.
because
Dude, mine
you
is
know
a
what?
case study.
I'm gonna tell you something though. You put yourself out there, first of all. You put
Yes.
yourself on YouTube.
Yes.
You put yourself on
Yes.
social media.
Yes.
And I put myself
Yes.
out there. And when if somebody calls me a dickhead, motherfucker, rat, so be it. I put
It is.
myself
It is
out
what it is.
exactly. So you can't get bent out of shape and be all
No, because
tail
there's
behind
people pushing the narrative
because
too for
someone
a yes
told you.
vote. There's
Listen,
people pushing the narrative for a yes vote.
Listen,
It's both
I
sides, Hector. It's both sides, dog.
it is both sides. So you can't get upset that you're on social media. You're putting yourself out there.
Yes.
So if
Yes.
someone calls you a rat, a piece of shit, or what, a motherfucker,
It is what it is, dog.
It doesn't matter. It is what it is.
It doesn't
You know,
matter.
they
No, it
got-
doesn't, dog. It doesn't.
they
I'm
gotta
gonna stand
prove-
my.
they
I'm gonna
gotta-
stand my. I'm gonna stand my ground and fight the fight that needs to be fought. And it's in my case, it's for the part-timers. It's the fight that needs to be
Exactly.
had.
Exactly. And that's what you're doing. That's your main goal, is to fight the fight, right? So who cares about you?
For a contract that represents all of the classifications, not one that benefits a certain segment of the classification, but that benefits everybody, not just one segment, but everybody.
I got
That's
it.
my fight.
And I listen, I'm with the fact that you're fighting for the facts of all the classifications. Everybody fights for all the classification. I got it. For certain people, if they call certain names, so fucking what? Who cares? Did it hurt you? Did it financially fuck you up? Are you still living? Are you still breathing? You know,
I'm still kicking and I'm still rocking my shirt and I'm still going to do we're still going to do the Teamster Mobilize webinar. And after this show, we're going to do the Teamster Mobilize webinar. But yeah, I'm still doing it. But the fight needs to be had and I'm part of the fight, but it's just funny that regardless of a no or yes, you get, you get pigeonholed. Blah, 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 blah. You get pigeonholed.
Listen, I'm voting. I listen, Jose, I'm voting yes. And you're still my Teamster brother. I know you're voting no.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hate you because you voted no. I voted yes.
I think a lot of people get suckered in and then they get divided by these camps. And then that's where the division happens. And who's benefiting off of these divisions? It's UPS. They're just laughing at us.
This is
not new. UPS, I think UPS knows the rank and file better than the IBT. I think they know that they know the rank and file better than the IBT, I believe.
This is not new.
From what I'm seeing.
This has been going on for years when Hoffa took his little clan and with his red vest and whatever, and everybody had to vote what Hoffa wanted. If he wanted it this way, he wanted it that way. The thing is about this time around, we don't have the 2/3 rule agreement. So now it goes by majority vote, because if we had the 2/3 and Hoffa was in office, he would have passed this without even having us voting yes or no. And that's what happened in the past. Even though we had a vote no campaign, Hoffa still passed it through. We don't have that now. We have the say so of the membership now. We have the say if the membership wants no to this contract or yes to this contract. It's going to be voted by majority. It's not going to always be for the best. Maybe the yes guys are not going to get it and the vote no is going to get it. If the vote no don't get it and the yes guy, we have to move on and we have to follow for the next 5 years. Correct? I mean, there's no other way of being mad at each other and hating each other, brothers and sisters. Why are we going to hate each other? Because we have different opinions. Listen, it's 340,000 UPSs. You cannot satisfy everybody. Everybody can't be satisfied, because if that was ever to happen, it would be the greatest union in the fucking world in entirety. So, you know, you can't satisfy 340,000 people. People are going to say no to the vote and respect, all due respect. No, because they have their opinions. And yes, because we have our opinions. Dan, what's up, Dan?
Hey, what's up, brother? So I guess I have three things for you. First, you know, I'm going to call you out on something because you allow that. So I think it's wrong that you're calling out on Greg for what he put out there, that he's
Everybody
voting no.
needs to calm the fuck down.
He,
Everybody needs to calm the fuck down.
well, you know, and he's
Oh,
done a very good
too
job.
bad, Dan. Too bad, Dan.
Hey,
I call out
hey,
everybody.
This is my turn, so shut the fuck up, right? You know what you said to me?
Actually, you shut the fuck up, because I control it. Remember? See, I mute you. So you shut the fuck up. You don't come on my show and tell me to shut the fuck up. Fuck you. First of all, if you want to talk, you can put your mic off and talk, but you ain't gonna tell me to shut the fuck up on my show. You could record your bi-weekly bullshit.
Listen,
and
Hector.
fucking shit. Hold up. I'm not done yet. Okay, now you're gonna listen to me, because now you piss me the fuck off. Okay, you ain't gonna come on my show and tell me to shut the fuck up. So that's kill it. And if I want to talk about Greg, you, your mother, your father, I don't give a fuck. I do it. This is my show. I'm the one. You don't like it? Get the fuck out of my show.
Hey, are you
Get the
done?
fuck out of my air, and that's it. No, I'm not done. I tell you when I'm done. When I call on you, then you come on, because this is my show. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. That's all it is. Get the fuck out. It's easy like that. So the next time you come on, try to bring me on and tell me to shut the fuck up on my show, it ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to talk now. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to talk, but don't tell me who I cannot call out and who I could call out. He needs to be.
So first of all, I was kidding. I wasn't serious when I said that to you. Okay. You're the one that always says people can come on and say what they want, and they can say fuck you to you. Okay. So first of all, okay, after your rant, I'm gonna tell you I was joking with you as far as telling you to shut the fuck up. I would never tell you to do that on purpose.
Guess what? I was joking too. Fuck you too.
Okay. So second of all, to get back to my point is that he as a member has the right. He, up until that moment, he'd done nothing but just inform membership of the facts of the thing and tried to stay as neutral as he did with all of his opinions on the contract. It was very admirable. Okay. I think there's nothing wrong whether you have a platform or not saying whether you're voting yes or not. Like you just said, you're voting yes. And I think the critique that's happening towards Greg Kerwood for speaking his mind and giving his opinion on air, and even stressing to the fact that don't take my opinion and vote because Greg Kerwood said so. He said, if you're voting no because I just said that, then slap yourself in the head and go get an opinion, because he doesn't want anybody voting no just because he's voting no. So I think that whole critique of him for saying that is incredibly wrong. All he was doing as a union dues paying member was giving his opinion. Okay. So
totally understand. Totally, Dan.
Right.
I totally understand. It was all him. He was
Right.
voting no because it was him. He wasn't trying to tell people to vote no because he's voting no. He just wanted to.
So I just don't understand the
know.
criticism of that and why he's getting so much heat for that, because all he did was express his opinion. So people that were criticizing
This
him
is
for
why.
saying that to me,
I'm gonna tell you why he's getting criticized, because he was always into the administration saying that how good they doing and how good negotiations is doing, how is this, and when people started when they started talking about the contract, the first thing out of his mouth was this:
Everybody needs to calm the down.
everybody
Right,
needs
but
to
his
calm
point
the fuck
there,
down.
his
All right.
Right,
I know everybody needs to calm the fuck down because he needs to get the tentative agreement.
right,
and
because
read it out.
everybody was reacting before they even knew what they were talking about, right? And to be honest with you, I don't think his views is much different than what you just started the show with. Okay, you exactly said we probably could have got more if we had struck this company, right? Isn't that what you said?
Exactly.
And I think that's exactly his point. His point of voting no, in my opinion, I'm not speaking for Greg, is that he thinks that we sold ourselves short, right? if we had gone on the streets, we would have gotten more. I don't think there's much debate on that. Maybe Sean would disagree with that. I don't know. But I think in a lot of ways, if we went on strike, we would have gotten more than we got now. So I think was his overall point, was by voting no, he's saying we should have gotten more, we would have gotten more. And I think his opinion on that really doesn't vary much from yours. And that's pretty much what I want to say about that. Now, addressing Jose for a second, brother, the only advice I can say to you is criticism, the more you put yourself out there, me on my show, Hector on his, Greg, look at what happened to Greg. Greg, all he said was that he personally is voting no, and the heat that he's gotten. Okay. So if you're going to be an active Teamster and you're going to put yourself out there, the only thing I can say to you, brother, is you better have thick skin, because even me, I haven't pushed a yes, no, or a vote no, and I'm being criticized. Okay. So if you're going to be in the public eye, you're going to be criticized. So just grow some thick skin, brother. And if you don't like what you're seeing, shut it off, because once you're out there, man, it's not going to stop no matter where your position is. And, matter of fact, Greg Kerwood even said this to me once. If a few people aren't pissed off at you, you aren't doing a good job, right?
Exactly.
Nobody's ever going to agree. So if you try to please everybody, then you're just an idiot, because you're never going to possibly have everybody be on your side. So speak your mind, brother, and don't worry about other people. I don't agree with anybody pushing a yes, no, or vote no. I personally think people need to back off, educate the membership on the language, and let people make a decision for themselves. But in that being said, Jose, I 100% appreciate what you're doing. And as a member, I support you.
I'm sorry, Dan. I'm sorry. Unmute yourself. Somebody else. Dan,
So anyways, brother, I appreciate what you're doing and I support your right to do it. I personally just don't think anybody should be pushing a yes or a no vote. As a member, my mission is to make sure everybody's educated on what the language says, give them the good, bad, and the ugly, and everybody makes their own decision. So I appreciate what you're doing. That's just my opinion on it.
Well said. And, one thing about Dan, I could be a dickhead to him because he told me to shut the fuck up on my show. But one thing about him, and I noticed that at the time that I just met him and with this social media bullshit, he don't give a fuck who site he goes on. He treats everybody the same. And that's how it should be. It should be exactly how Dan does it. He goes on my show, he'll go on somebody else's show, and it doesn't bother him. The problem that I have is, Dan, before you came into the picture, Kirk, Dean Dawes was always on this show, always on the show. And then guess what? They were told, get the fuck off the show. You're going to blow us up. You're going to tell us you can't be on that show. You got to get the fuck out of there. Don't ever go to visit it. I don't give a fuck if you don't talk, but if you want to come and listen to the show and be a standby like some other people, then do it. But if you're going to have someone else control you to tell you don't go on somebody else's show, but do the other show, it doesn't make it. It's like a half away. It's a half away. It's what it is, what I call it, puppets. They are fucking puppets. Dean Dawes was in the committee. You think he even put himself out there and tell what he didn't like about the fucking contract, or what did he like about the contract? He's not under the oath anymore. He's not under the NDA that he cannot disclose anything now. He's out of there. He can speak about it now. He can talk about it. He can get on a Facebook and tell the members what was the experience about and what did he not like about that stuff. And that's,
well, you know what? I appreciate what you're saying. Okay. And here's my take. I'm friends with you and all of those people you just spoke with, and I'm not going to get in the middle of a controversy. Okay. All I'm going to say about that is, first, as far as Dean, think about it this way. If you were on the National Negotiating Committee and then you come out one way or another, okay, it looks bad because you were in the room. He should be quiet, right? Because he was in the room. So for him to come out and criticize the work that they did would be wrong. But I think also him coming out and saying how great they did would be just as bad, because when you're part of the negotiating committee, it's self-serving. If, first of all, if he was to come out and say, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, right? everybody would criticize him, and he shouldn't say that because he was in the room. It's hard to critique your own work. Okay. So I actually respect the fact that he's not saying a whole lot. All right. Now, as far as Greg and Dean and them coming on or not coming on your show, my personal opinion is invite them, see what happens. Right. Maybe they, because I know, for example, I'm not going to say which one, but one of them did express to me that they stopped getting invites to come on your show. So they don't. Right.
Wrong.
So,
Wrong.
okay, listen,
I never
again,
invited them in the beginning. They always just jump on. It's so easy to get on this radio show. You can get on to the Facebook page. I'm promoting everywhere. It's so easy. You have different opportunities to get on this show. You can get on the Zoom. You can look at YouTube. You can call in 347-403-0705. You could go on the Mixler. It's a lot of ways you can get on the show without me even inviting. I didn't invite anyone that's on the panel now. Everyone
listen, I'm
did it.
not really a part of that, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you exactly why they feel the way that they do.
I don't
And I'm
want
not
you-
going
I
to
don't
speak.
want you
So
to
I'm just
defend
saying
them.
that
I'm not here to. I don't want you to defend them. I don't want you to even speak about it. I would just speak in my mind of what goes on here. So I'm not saying that you're the spokesperson for them, because you're not. They're the spokesperson for themselves. Okay. Or do I have to call Sean O'Brien, but maybe he's the spokesperson for them? I don't know. Listen, it was a rumor going around saying that Sean O'Brien told them to step down, don't go on the radio, don't go on. And I don't believe that at all. That was a fucking
no,
rumor.
I don't think.
Because I don't believe that. Okay. But you got you get a guys that come on this show every fucking week. For a long time when Tony Rosario was here, and I fired his ass because he didn't tell me he was fucking gonna leave. But anyway, when he left, everybody left together. It was not like a one shot thing. Everybody left together. It only showed me maybe it was the truth that they told them to get off. TDU told them to get off the fucking air. But it's okay, because you know what? This radio station, I've been doing this for fucking years, and people attempted to black market me, which was TDU, and they did it again this time around during the contract, because you know what? They hate the fact that people, they speak their mind and speak the truth. They hate that. They want people to speak what they want them to speak about, because they put out a flyer during the campaign and said, oh, listen to this guy, listen to this guy, listen to this guy. But they didn't put Union Power Radio because they didn't want the members to listen to me. They didn't want the members to hear the fucking truth. But here it goes. The truth is the truth. People and the members deserve the fucking truth. Period. There's no blackballing, no fucking brown out. This is what Hoffa used to do, is brown out and not tell us anything of what's going on in the contract and what things they gave up. None of that shit. This time around, it was a little bit better, but not 100%. I don't think it was 100%. I think it was a little bit of fucking brown out going on between 90% and 100%. I'm just saying there was some shit that was left out that wasn't told to the members. And now that the tentative agreement is coming out, now it's coming out. And that's why the reaction is happening the way it's reacting, because now people are reading. Now people before they never used to read. They used to just go by what the principal officer said. Vote yes for the contract. Let's go. Let's go. Now we have intelligence. We have fucking members that are caring, are reading and listening. And now they read the shit that they thought they were going to sign yes to. And now they're getting a fight back from the members that's saying no. And now that's a problem. Now there's a blitz going on with the IBT. Let's go out there. Let's get that vote yes. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Fuck it. Go get it. I voted, like I said in the beginning of the show, I already tell you guys, and I'm straight up, I voted yes to the tentative, and because I feel the way I saw it, and I'm not a part-time, and I feel bad for the part-timers that didn't get the $25, but I voted yes. So if you vote no, don't let anyone in the principal office or business agent encourage you to vote any way they want. You vote the way you want. Read. That's all you have to do. Just like the contract. When you have a violation, when the company is fucking pressuring you, the contract is there for you to read. It's your Bible. It's what you could say and fight back to the company and say, you can't do that to me. It's in the contract that I could do this. So That's what I'm saying. And I'm sorry, Dan, but this is the way I am. And I don't want you to defend them. I just feel that this is an open platform. I allow anyone to get on here to talk and speak their word and speak their piece. Because if you're not going to hear, if they're not going to hear it from you, they're going to hear it on the show. Because Sean O'Brien and Fred Zuckerman and everybody else listens to this show, and they listen and they want to hear the members. And this is what this show is about, listening to the members. Go ahead, Jose.
Sorry about that. I know Gregorio Jimenez wants to talk about what in the West it's been pretty crazy with the pension. For my understanding is we do have a dollar. It's laid out in the Western region supplement. But per Mark Davison, when he had the Western supplement webinar on Friday, he said that we have a dollar, but the dollar got split 50 cents. 50 cents went to health and welfare and pension, 25 each, and then the other 50 cents went to wages. Now, this is where it gets a little bit dicey because now the part-timers got a bump. Some will say it's good, some will say it's bad. You know where I stand on it. Now, if 50 cents went to wages and increases, wages, excuse me, why couldn't the IBT push for more rather than have that dollar that's allocated for pension and healthcare, welfare, and pension that we used to get? Now we're only getting 50% of that because the other 50% the other 50 cents, excuse me, went to health and wealth, but went to wages. Which why couldn't we fought for more on the wages so we could have kept that $1 and then divided up between health and welfare and pension? Now we're getting 25 cents for health and welfare. According to Mark Davison, per his webinar, he said if healthcare prices go up, which is what the healthcare costs are going up, that if it exceeds that 25 cents, UPS is going to pay for it. That's what Mark Davison said. But in the pension, when we used to get that dollar, and if we would get, for example, 40 cents into our pension, you know, we put into the pension, then we would pay it in, we would put it in like a little piggy bank. So we could pay our retirees right now, they're getting a Christmas bonus to bring the funding down because we had so much in reserve that we could do it. Now, if we're not putting that much more back into the pension, that's going to take a negative effect. And who's going to get hurt is going to be the future. It's going to be the part-timers that will make UPS a career, go into whatever positions they go into, driving a 22-3 job if they fortunately enough to get one. So that's going to hurt them right here. And that's one thing that a lot of members asked. I know in my contract meeting yesterday, not that many members, I don't think any member brought up the pension, which is the big deal, which kind of shocked me that nobody brought it up because it's the pension in the West, which is the strongest of them all. And UPS, they don't want to compete with the Western Conference Teamster for pension because we invested good, and the trustees that sit on that board have done a great job. But it was just weird to me that we didn't bring it. I know local 396, they brought up the pension. I don't know about local 63 out there in Ontario, which is the other big local of UPS. But that's one of the concerns we have out here is that why did 50 cents go into wages? Why couldn't we argue for more and kept that whole complete dollar and divided up between health and welfare and the pension?
Oh, Dan's ready to answer that, I guess, because his hand is up. What's up, Dan?
Oh, no, all I was going to say was that my understanding, and I'm not an expert on this, but my understanding is that the West pension is 100% funded, right? And a decrease in the contribution going from the dollar down to the 50 cents isn't going to change that, right? So if like most funds are not at 100%. So it's very good for you guys that yours is, but not getting the full dollar in your pension isn't going to change the fact that you guys, it's not going to change what you guys are going to get. It's not going to change your what your your retirement's going to be, and it's really not going to affect that you're 100%, right? This is only a 5-year period. And the next contract, they may go back to putting more into it if it does start to take a little bit of a hit. But to be at 100%, you have very little worry that it's going to affect your pension. So that's why it's not that big of an issue that they aren't putting that extra money in this particular contract, is my understanding.
Let me ask you.
My rebuttal will be this. Sorry, Hector.
Okay, hold on,
Okay.
Jose. I want to ask you both this. So you're getting 50 cents, 15 towards the pension and 50 cents towards the health and welfare, correct?
No. I'm sorry. Let me. So we have $1 per the Western supplement. So that dollar, 50 cents is going to wages. It's going to wages. The other 50 cents is getting divided. 25 cents, 25 cents, 25 cents to health and welfare, and 25 cents to the pension.
Oh.
And then my rebuttal for Dan would be, if we all know
win-win. That bitch
Huh?
was a win-win-win-win. She's winning right there.
that was going to be my argument, is that we gave
Holy
UPS
shit! I didn't even see that when you saying
we gave UPS now the knowledge and we they agreed to the TA that out here in the West we're okay with getting only 50 cents going into the health and welfare and going into the pension. And then if we wanted to, for example, in 5 years when inflation goes up and cost of living goes up, the 25 that says on my shirt right here is going to be 30. Now to get to that 30, UPS knows, okay, you know what? If we give you that $1 like you guys want, we know that we could give those 50 cents that you guys are going to use or probably for healthcare and health and welfare and the pension. 50 cents you're going to use that for the wages. So we just gave UPS.
Yeah,
I wasn't in the room. I don't want to diss anybody in the room, but
I didn't know they used it for the wages. I mean, that's
according to
heard of that.
According to Mark Davison, and you can see it on the Teamster YouTube page. He said 50 cents went to wages, and the other 50 cents got divided. 25 cents to health and welfare, and 25 cents into the pension. And you gave UPS now UPS knows that we're okay with getting 50 cents. That's going to go to for the healthcare, health and welfare and the pension. And that's a big problem. That's a big problem because UPS wants to desperately not give that much money to the fucking pension, especially a pension in the green like the Western Conference Teamster pension plan.
Right. Well, that's what they were saying, that if it's 100%, that even if it goes down, if the market goes down and the pension goes down, they're going to contribute the difference to make it back to the green, right? Is that the truth?
That part, I don't know. We've been in the green for so long that we're able to pay Christmas bonuses to the retirees. I think we've been paying it for the last 3 years. The retirees will get a Christmas bonus because we're so good out here. But just the sheer fact that UPS now knows that we're okay with accepting 50 cents that's going to go to health and welfare and the pension, that's a problem. That's a problem. And I know you've seen those guys, Teamster Talk, which they break down a lot of good things. Adam Ochoa out of Local 948. If you watch the first 30 to 45 minutes, he makes a great argument on why, when it comes to that single issue alone, is a vote no and is a strike issue, because you're putting the jeopardy of the Western Conference Teamster plan. You're putting it in jeopardy. Not now, but it's what might happen in the future, which is the concerning part.
When I opened up the ballots today, I didn't have any of that, of your West Coast stuff in my ballot. I only had national and my
804, right? Yeah,
which is fucked up, because then if I would have read that, I would have probably thought about maybe I should vote no to help the guys out in the West. But I don't even get that. But anyway, Victor's on. He's raising hand. What's up, Victor?
What's up, Hector? Yeah, to piggyback off of what Jose was saying, because we actually were talking about this before. So it's $1. So right now we're in the green. If we go to the yellow, it's like I think it's 80% funded. We could get that full $1 to help out our pension. You see what I'm saying? Like it's there, but it's not there because we're not going to go to the yellow. So we have it in the language that we will get that dollar if we get to that 80%. But since that's not going to happen within the next 5 years, we're only going to get the 50 cents. So 25
Who do you
to
think made,
health and welfare, then 25 to the pension.
who do you think made that deal in the West Coast?
I
Because
have
it's
no
not
clue,
Sean-
but
it's not Sean O'Brien.
I don't know. To
Sean
me, it's like,
O'Brien-
where the heck's that?
Yeah.
If that 50 cents went to like, okay, that 50 cents went to the to what the general wage increase, I get it, but can't we just keep that dollar? Like the dollar, yes, that dollar is there.
I don't think
It's there for the
I
next
don't think
negotiation.
anything. I don't think anything from that dollar should have went to any wages. I
Yes,
think
I
the
do
wages
agree with
should have
you.
been totally different. It's
Yes.
a totally different atmosphere, and everything else from that dollar should have been either the health and welfare and the pension.
Yeah.
That's where it should have been. I don't know who fucking organized that. That it was used.
I don't know either.
That 50 cents was used for wages. I'm bugging out right now because the wages is different agreement. It's money. The pension and the health and welfare is different. That is crazy. That is absolutely
That's what Mark Davidson said on his webinar, that 50 cents went to the wage.
And the next question is, if we actually would have to, sorry, Jose, to interrupt you, but if we were like in the yellow or close to getting into yellow, okay, we're still going to get that extra 50 cents. So then where the hell is that extra 50 cents coming from?
Exactly.
Like if they gave it to, if they gave it to help with the money, for everybody, then, and we actually do need it, well, then where the hell are we going to get it? Like come out of thin air?
The actuaries probably told them that you're going to be in the green for a long
We are.
time.
We are.
So-
We are. That's
so
a proven
it-
fact from what they're
It's
telling us.
crazy that they were even that's nothing. The pension doesn't have anything to do with the wages. I'm serious. I think they wasted that 50 cents for the wages, and they should have just used the whole dollar for the health and welfare and the pension, and then the wages should have been something separate from that deal. And yeah, I could see that. It's
Such a bad precedence, man. That's such a really bad precedent on what I think. Like, because the future contracts, I really want it. I really want that dollar, and I'm glad that at least it's still there in the language. But the fact we're not getting it
can't
now,
even
what are they going to
blame-
do next time?
I can't even blame Zuckerman or Sean O'Brien for the West Coast stuff. Well, whoever gave that deal must have told Sean, "Hey, it's great. Let's do it. Let's just go for it. It's good over here." And that's whoever's in charge of the West Coast. The West Coast guys are the ones who pushed it to do it that way. It has to be. It can't be.
Go ahead, Dan. I think Dan has his hand up, so go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess I'm missing something here. So, and I don't want opinion, I want facts if you have it. And I would never defend the company. Okay, so that's
I do.
what I said.
I got that.
what I said.
The proposal right here.
Right. Here's my question is, if you're 100% funded and that 50 cents going towards wages isn't going to affect the bottom line of your pension fund, besides letting UPS off the hook for 50 cents, how is that hurt your pension fund? Especially if it doesn't, if you, for some reason you do slip down, my interpretation is that UPS is going to kick in the extra 50 cents to apply it to the health and welfare to bring it back up. So I guess what is the reason that it's such an issue that it's not going to it if you're already at 100% funding?
The issue is that we allow UPS to give us in the future, because we're going to bargain other contracts in the future, that they're going to push that 50 cents because we ready by what was said. That dollar is getting divided up, 50 cents into the wages and then 25 cents to health and welfare and 25 cents into the pension. And that's the problem. The problem is we're going to, UPS now knows that we would accept 50. Now, are we going to accept it down the road? Probably not. But it's
Well,
not
it's
a
because
good
you're
thing to
100% funded that's happening. If you guys weren't 100% funded, it wouldn't even have been part of the proposal. So I guess that's my where I'm curious why that came to that and why it's such a big issue is if you're 100% funded and that will change if your thing goes down a little bit, you'll get the extra 50 cents back. I guess that's what I'm curious is why is that hurting you guys if that happens? And again, I think UPS should be paying $100 extra to everybody, but I'm just curious as to why that hurts your fund.
It's not, you know, what I see is that they use that dollar to pay for wages, which is never heard of. It was never done that way. It was always a dollar to go to either the pension or the health and welfare. They use it upon themselves and they benefited from this right now, I'm telling you, because that dollar, they are shipping into the wages and only paying 50 cents towards the pension and the health and welfare. That's 25 cents for each member that goes into the health and welfare, and their health and welfare could have, I don't know what status they are now in health and welfare, but here in Local 804, we have a lump sum of we have enough. And also our pension is at 84.2. Now, is that the whole West Coast, Jose, that is 100%, or there's certain areas that are not funded at 100%?
My understanding is it's the West. So from Portland all the way down Southern California, San Diego, you know, Arizona, Nevada, I believe Utah. I don't know about Colorado, but any states in the West, that's that's how that dollar got divided up.
I think it's great that you guys have 100% pension.
Well, last time I heard it was 99.9% were fully funded. That's what was told to me by some of the guys that went to the 396 contract meeting, because I have a cousin that's in feeder, and then Big Will out there, and then another brother named Hugo who's an excellent brother out there in the Olympic Hub in downtown LA. So they told me that, and Victor went to our contract meeting today. My understanding is we're at 99.9% fully funded.
Victor got his hand back up. Go ahead, Vic.
Yeah, to respond with Dan, at least my feelings on the thing is, like Sean O'Brien said in his webinar, when it comes to language, when they were trying to get the 4-year progression back down to 2, they tried to fight for it, and they couldn't get it. So for me, is if we lose this language, if we lose this whole thing with that dollar, or we put it to 50 cents this time, what is it going to be the next go around? And then what it's going to be next go around? Because I still got a lot of contracts to do, and I don't want to have to continue to fight for something once I lose it, because it seems like once it's gone, it's gone.
Right, but I guess my point is that if in 5 years, if the situation's changed, they're not going to take that money back. Again, I am no way defending UPS. I'm just trying to understand why it's so important. If you're already at 100% funding and it's not going to change that, right? And if in the next contract you slip to 95% and you need the full thing, they're not going to be able to take that back from you. This isn't something that is setting a precedence. It's only happening like any other pension that's not 100% funded. They're getting the full amount because they need the full amount. So I guess that's where I'm curious. And where did that 50 cents wages go? Did it go to benefit you guys in the West, or did it just go back into the general fund?
That part I don't know, but we all know if you give UPS even a little half of an inch, they're going to exploit that sucker, and they're going to open the whole door.
Listen, you ain't getting no argument out of me for that.
And that's the problem. But my problem also is, I guess the IBT has economic analysts on their staff, right? They have probably some economics analysts there. When UPS gave them the $30 billion, I want to know, how was it? What came to the decision of this money went here, this much gets this much gets that?
Listen, I'm with you on that. I want to know the breakdown.
It boggles my mind. It boggles my mind that 50 cents went to wages out here in the West from that dollar. It's like, what happened? Did that 50 cents go cover something else that they had like some sort of, they didn't take it into consideration? It just popped that last minute. I don't know. It just seems like whoever's in that IBT Economics Analyst Department of Economics Department, whatever it is called. I don't think they did they didn't do a good job for the members in this one, especially out here in the
What I would
West.
ask is find out from somebody at your local where that 50 cent went to, because that's important to know. That might be something that once you know that, you may decide that that was okay to do, right? Just it's good to have the whole picture as to why that was done. And again, I don't agree for 1 second in giving this company anything. But I'm just trying to understand it. Is all that I'm not any way remotely have a difference of opinion from you.
Well,
I'm
that's
just
what I
curious
said,
as to the.
That's why I say it should have been a little bit longer. It shouldn't have been settled or given to us on Tuesday and walk out of there 2 days later. It should have been, hey, this is what we got. Go back to the members of the West Coast and let them make a decision of what they get and where the 50 cents is going. And that would have been something, you know, a hold on to the company. This company, they are slick Ricks, you know, they whatever they can get, they fucking gonna take it. You know, you give a little kid a candy, he's gonna take it, you know, and that's exactly what we did. We gave them a candy and they grabbed it and they said, yeah, we can go with this. This is how we're gonna do it. And I still think to this day that they should have held a little bit longer. I believe I wanted to go on strike. I wanted to be that person to tell management, go fuck yourself. And now you're gonna, you know, I think all that shit that we did, the practice picket line, and showed them that we were in full force, united together as one, and showed them that we were out there and we were gonna fucking strike their fucking buildings, scared the shit out of them. I think they needed to get scared a little bit fucking more. I think we should have fucking striked for a day or two and be out there to show those motherfuckers that the part-time deserve the $25. And you know what? And it's Sean. I mean, it comes back to Sean O'Brien and Fred Zuckerman. They should have just made that call, then said, let's hold on, because I don't think we got enough. Well, we could get more. And these guys made a lot of money. They made a lot of fucking money during the pandemics. While our members were dying, our members were getting sick, our members were out there, while people were staying home, being remote from going out. We did the deliveries. We brung them their fucking medicine. We brung them their milk, their diapers, everything they needed. We did that shit, and we was out there. And we should be given of respect and tell us, here, this is what we deserve. That's my opinion. I think we should have held out a little longer. I mean, if the vote no goes through, hey, let's go, let's do it. But what I see, a lot of people are happy with this contract. I mean, I saw it. I wish I would have saw the West Coast one, because I probably would have voted no to that because of the West Coast.
And I wish the IBT would have fought harder for the underfunded pensions. If we needed more money and we knew that 30 billion wasn't going to be sufficient enough to help out the underfunded pensions, New England, was at the IBT, UPS, formerly Central States, then go in there and fight for more. You're in negotiations. This is a fight. You go and fight for more, but I don't know why we didn't fight. And to clarify something on the West Coast, so they get a Christmas bonus once a year, but they also get extra checks as well, because our pension is it's strong out here. So I just wanted to clarify that point. But the IBT should have fought harder for more money, so at least some of that money, that extra money we would have got, you know, regardless if it was 35 billion, 40 billion, whatever it may be, some of that money could have gone more into the underfunded plans. And then out here in the West, we could have kept that dollar, and that dollar would have been health and welfare and pension, not health and welfare, pension, and wages. And that's one thing that the IBT should have fought. That they should have fought harder to get more to help out the underfunded pensions.
Right, Jose, and Jose's gonna have to probably leave. He's got 5 minutes to get on that webinar that he's gonna have at 7 o'clock.
Yes, go to Teamster. Go to Teamster Mobilize. If you got, I'll try to put the.
Jose, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put it live on the Mixler. So if anybody wants to listen and they can't get it,
Gracias.
listen and be live. So I'm going to be getting off the air also because I'm going to set it up for the webinar for the vote no could be on the Mixler, which is live. You could.
We're gonna have a
tune
town.
into
Okay, I'm sorry. I was gonna say we're having a town hall meeting too, so we could discuss like your forum is. It's basically almost a town hall. Members could go in there and discuss the issues that concern them. Me out here for sure. It's the part-time pay, it's the pensions, and there's other things as well too. But any issues that you want to bring up and talk about, please. Hector's is so kind to kind of do like a simulcast.
I'm gonna join and I'm gonna go in and put it live also. And then I just if you see this on the screen, the guys on our Zoom, you can always catch all my shows on Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Google, and you could look at it everywhere. I'm all over the goddamn place. I'm not like Dan that has 11,000K and got 1,000 subscribers. Hi. He put it out there. But anyway, I really don't care about who subscribe. I'm the type of person that, you know, 1 listener or 1,000 listeners, I really don't care as long as the message gets across and we educate our members. I'm not into for publicity stunt. I'm not here for, I don't make any money out of this. All this is costing me. You see all those Spotify, that's all money that comes out of me. Everything comes out of me, but it's okay because you know what? I like it because you know why? It educates the members. It gives them a platform to speak their mind and speak and learn what's going on out there. And I just want to say with that, thank you for listening to the one. I thank you for all the panels that got on to the Zoom. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Jose. And listen, we all gonna have different opinions, but at the end of the day, we are brothers and sisters.
Yeah, we're all teamsters.
Hector, 10 sec. Just one quick thing I want to remind everybody about the pension stuff is that don't forget some of those pensions like New England and Central States and stuff are also going to be addressed under the American Rescue Plan that Biden passed. That's going to help fund and bring those pensions out of terrible situations and will help those funds. So that's something just to keep in mind. I don't really know how that particularly helps, but that rescue plan is going to help make those funds more solvent. I know that there's a plan in place to fix those.
That's all right. Cool. So thank you for listening to the What the Heck Show here on Union Power Radio. We'll be on again next week to talk more about this vote no, vote yes. Like I said, everyone cannot pressure you from voting any way they want you to vote. You take it upon yourself. Read the tentative agreement. If you agree with it, you agree with it. If you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it. No one has to know how you vote. It's a secret ballot. Just vote the way it fits you and makes you better. It makes everyone better. So with that said, thank you for listening to the What the Heck Show here on Union Power Radio. And I'm going to be out from now.
It's been a long time. A long time coming.